Erin and this is Tesha, and today we're going to lead you through a basic pre-shift stretch, kind of warm-up type thing to get you guys going so we can hopefully prevent some of those repetitive stress injuries that are happening out there on base. So the first stretches that we're going to do are going to be for our neck. We're going to work from the top to the bottom. So the first thing I want you to do is take your hand, put it on your head here, and go ahead and bring it gently over to your right. So you're going to hold a stretch for about 10 seconds, and you should never feel any pain when you're stretching. If you're feeling pain, that means that you're stretching too far. Good. Okay, bring that hand down, and now we're going to switch. So now you put your left hand on your head and go ahead and pull that over to your other shoulder. Now, if you feel that you need a little bit deeper of a stretch, you can see what Tesha's doing. She's taking her opposite arm and putting it behind her back, and that's just going to give you a little bit more stretch through that neck area. Again, if it causes any pain, don't do it. We don't want anything that's going to injure you. Good. Okay, so now we're going to take our chin and we want to bring it down towards our armpit. So put your hand kind of on the back of your head and go ahead and pull that head down towards your armpit. You'll feel this on a little bit more on the side of your neck than you did on that last one. Perfect. And now we switch. We always want to be even. We don't want to stretch too much on one side and not the other. That creates imbalances that can cause injury later on. Again, if you want a little bit deeper of a stretch, you can do like Tesha and take that opposite arm and put it behind your back. Good. Okay, so our necks should feel pretty good right now. So let's move on to the shoulders. So the first one we're going to do is we're going to take that right arm and bring it straight across us right here. You'll get a nice stretch back here through your traps and your deltoid. Good, and shake that out. Let's switch sides. Great, all right, just shake that out. So now we're gonna reach your arm up here like this, and you're gonna drop it back behind you, and you can use that other hand to kind of push that stretch a little bit more. Now, if you notice me, my head's jutting forward a little bit. That's because I'm not as flexible as Tesha. She can move a little bit easier. So what does that mean? That means I need to stretch more. Good, shake that out. We're gonna switch sides. Good, shake that out. Okay, so let's work on these forearms. We see a lot of elbow injuries out here on the base, so we gotta make sure and pay attention to these muscles in the forearm where you guys are getting injuries and stuff from all that repetitive stress that you're doing. So the first one, go ahead and put your hand straight out and take your hand and just push down on that hand slightly. Now, if you want a little bit deeper of a stretch on this one, do as Tesha's doing. She's making a fist and pushing down on her hand, and you'll feel that a lot deeper. It's a little motion, but it makes all the difference. Perfect. Now let's switch and go to our left hand. Great, shake that out. Okay, so let's get these undersides here. So there's two different ways that you can do this. You can do straight like this, like Tesha's gonna be doing. Or if you prefer, you can go opposite like this and do it. You'll get a little bit deeper of a stretch doing it like I'm doing, so I should have had Tesha doing it this way. But I'll take it this time. Good. All right, and now with the left hand. Again, both of these are just as good of a stretch. You're just gonna get a little bit deeper in if you're doing it like I'm doing. If it's causing any pain, I always want you to go back and do it like Tesha's doing. Great, shake that out. Okay, what do we got next? We got Yeah, let's work on those fingers, those hands. So we're gonna do our praying hands and come up here, but I want you to spread your fingers out just a little bit, kind of like this. And when you bring your arms down, you're gonna kind of press the tips of your fingers into each other. Shouldn't be so hard that you're shaking, okay? We're not arm wrestling ourselves, okay? We're just getting that nice little stretch, and you'll really feel that in through your wrists and through your fingers. So this is a good one. It's a good one for carpal tunnel, or if you're getting any of those trigger finger type pains or injuries, this is a very good stretch for that. Great. Okay, so let's focus a little bit on our lower body. So let's start with a simple little hamstring stretch. So I want you to take your right foot and put your heel out right in front of you. Then I want you to sit back. And you should feel a nice little stretch back here in your leg. Now, if you feel a little wobbly or you need some assistance, hang on to a table, a wall, or your buddy next to you, and get that stretch in. Great, okay, let's get that left leg. Foot out in front of you, heel on the ground, toes to the sky. Now, if you're really flexible and you're just not getting enough from this, you can do like Tesha and reach down and grab those toes, but not if you're gonna lose balance. We don't ever want you to fall. Great, okay, shake those legs out. All right, next we're gonna stretch our quads, okay? You might definitely need to have a buddy on this one or a table, okay? I'm gonna take the table. Tesha's probably fine to do it without any assistance, but we're gonna take our right leg and bring it back. I know, I'm not very good. So, again, pointing out my flaws, I need to stretch more. If you have a problem doing it in any of these ways, even holding on to something, you can use something lower, a chair perhaps, that you have readily available. Put your foot on it and stretch like that. Again, this table's higher than a chair would be, so if you need something a little bit lower, don't feel bad. We all start somewhere. And I obviously need to work on that too. Great, okay, so now let's switch and do our left leg. Hey. You should feel a nice pulling right in through these quads, okay? We use our quads for a lot of things that we do, all that squatting and bending that you're doing, working in cargo or even in the cabins. So we ask a lot of our quads, and it's a really, really big muscle group. So we need to make sure and pay attention to it and stretch it. Okay, let's shake those quads out. All right, so one of the least stretched areas of the body, which can also cause one of the biggest problems, is our IT bands. It's our iliotibial band. It runs from our hip down the side of our leg, down to the knee. So a lot of times if people are having pain in their leg or in their low back, a lot of times it could be because they have a really tight IT band that they're not stretching. So the best way that we're gonna stretch this is we'll stretch the right one first. So keep this leg straight, and I want you to bring your left leg over, so you're like this. Then I want you to reach down slowly and try and grab that right big toe if you can. So Tesha's gonna go all the way down. That's gonna be difficult for a lot of people, and you might feel a little wobbly, so you can always hold on to something or just go down a little bit lower. If you're feeling a good stretch in through here or down at your knee, that's far enough. We don't wanna push any further than that. And up, good. So to stretch our left leg, we're gonna do just the opposite. So now we keep the left leg straight, cross the right leg over, and reach on down. Grab that big toe if you can. If not, again, just as far as you're feeling it comfortably stretching. No pain, no gain is not a thing. We've heard it all our lives, but it's not true. Another point of stretching is to feel relaxation. And if we're in pain, we're definitely not relaxed. Good. And let's shake that out. Okay, the last thing that we need to stretch is our calf muscles. Okay, again, big muscles going up and down stairs and those types of things. You really feel those suckers burn. So we want to stretch them out a little bit. So I'll face the side. You can face this side too if you want. We'll stretch the right one first. So you're just going to simply place that foot back behind you You can hold on to something if you need to. And you should feel a stretch in through this muscle right here. And then to get just a little deeper, I want you to keep your heel on the ground just like this, but slightly bend your knee. And now you're gonna feel this in your other calf muscle. It's called your soleus. You'll feel that a little bit more kind of on the sides here rather than in this big part of the muscle. So it's very important not to ignore the soleus because it plays just as important of a role as that big muscle does. Okay, and let's switch sides. And now step back with your left leg. When you're doing this stretch, it's important that you should always be able to see your toes right in front of you. If your knee is covering it, then you're putting too much forward pressure on that knee, and that could cause knee pain. So bring it on back. You should always be able to see that toe. And now keeping your heel on the floor, let's bend that knee. It's a little movement, so if you don't move a whole lot in there, don't get discouraged because you're not gonna have a lot of movement in that. It's real short. Okay, good. And we're done with that. So this is one of our many videos that we're gonna have for you guys and have available. We are also here if you have any questions. You can come find us anytime. If you like what you see, click subscribe down below and you'll be automatically enlisted so you can get updates when we have new videos that come out and stuff too. So we were happy to stretch with you today. It was a lot of fun and we look forward to seeing you next time.